welcome to Adobe Max, live from LA. We are here on Adobe Live with amazing VooDoo Val.
Hi guys!
We are so excited to do some drawing and illustration today. VooDoo Val is. I'm just going to be looking over her shoulder.
Say wow!
Wow, exactly. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be like, wow, this is cool.
Thanks, Julia.
That's what we're going to be doing. Welcome everybody in the chat. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our new Adobe Live channel on YouTube to stay up to date on the latest streams and participate in the Adobe Live community and so much more. So we are today going to be diving into first takes in illustration and digital painting, and with our special guest VooDoo Val. And my name is Julia Vaca. I am a senior visual content designer at Adobe, and I am so excited for today, Val.
Yeah, I'm super pumped to just kind of dive into everything. We're going to be illustrating some Halloween candy, very festive, and I am going to go over some of the awesome new features and things as we start to kind of put our little piece together. So I'm pumped, and I'm ready to jump in when you are.
Wow, I'm excited.
Wow! We have a lot of fun here. We're very excited to be here doing this.
Let us know in the chat where you all are from, ask us questions, and I'm going to be taking a look at the chat, so we all have you here with us in live in Adobe Max. So.
Ooh, yeah, let's go for it. I'm pumped. So I have like some of my art kind of chilling in my documents and things, so you guys can kind of peek at some of the things that I do. But I'm going to dive into just a blank canvas here, and we are going to get to sketching. We have one of the things that I am super excited about is just all of the different pencils and different brushes and stuff that we have in our pixel brushes here. And one of the things that is my absolute favorite, which we're going to use first off, is doing the multicolor swatches. Have been super fun. So I'm going to just snag, I might snag the pencil brush, or I might snag like the sample brush. And so one of the things that I love to do, which is kind of perfect for creating like candy tape or candy strings, is I'm going to come in and I'm going to snag some cool colors like orange. What's your favorite color, Julia?
My favorite color? Black.
Black?
Not very
Girl,
colorful.
me too. Girl, me too. What's your
I'm not very
favorite
colorful
non-black color? I'm going to choose purple. I'm going to choose purple just because I think
purple,
everybody
or
is
like a nice like cold pink.
Okay, cold pink.
Cool.
All right. So something like a rose gold almost.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. Like a
That's
rose
awesome.
gold, and then maybe some green. I think maybe some green. What colors look delicious to you? I'll say.
Probably some orange, kind of like our backgrounds.
Yeah.
If you look at our
Okay.
background
So something a little brighter. Something a little brighter.
Also,
all right. Let's get some of that in there.
Some Adobe Live colors.
Yes. All right. So I am going to take this. I feel like maybe we need a blue in there because blue is being totally left out of our fun and games.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw some colors down on the screen, and I'm actually going to hide my background so that we have like a transparent layer here with just our colors. And I'm going to come in to our eyedropper tool here, and I'm going to, instead of just eyedropping the color, I'm going to switch into the multicolor swatch, and I'm going to zoom out there so that I can kind of capture all of this color that we have. And as you can see, like down here, I've got my multicolor swatch created, and then I can, let's go ahead, let's stay on our brush with that selected, and you can see it's kind of thrown that, it should have that after I paint with it, like in my little color palette. But yeah, if I go ahead, let me hide that. Wow! Then I can like kind of paint with our crazy color, and it's almost like, it kind of reminds me of like the mixer brush in Photoshop. If anybody has ever used that, it's kind of amazing. So I figure we come in here and create our first piece of candy for our little piece, and I'm going to crank up my smoothing a little bit, and I'm going to make like some wacky like candy tape or something, some kind of motif to go in the background of our piece.
I love how you have some of those less bright colors and this blue really sticks out. The
Yeah,
cyan
like kind of pops
is,
a little bit.
Exactly, it gives it such a nice highlight. I love it.
Thank you, thank you. I feel like we should also maybe choose an actual color for our background. So I might go with something that's like, I think you said that you liked like kind of the rose gold, cold pink.
Yeah.
I've never heard it described as cold pink before, but I think that's perfect. So I'm just gonna like kind of make it very subtle. So we've got our little string here. And then I feel like we should use some of the other features to create more candy. So one of the other things that I'm loving is the selection tools and the free transform tools and stuff that we're able to use in Fresco now. So I'm gonna create some candy bars. Do you have a favorite candy, Julia? Do you have a favorite candy? Anybody in chat have a favorite candy?
M&Ms.
M&Ms? That's perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's do some M&Ms.
Send some candy in the chat, please.
Yes, let us know what your favorite candies are. I think I'm gonna snag like this color that's kind of created here with this blend of like our orange and purple. And just as a reminder to myself, I'm gonna throw in some of these little pebble shapes here because we're gonna put in Julia's M&Ms later, and we might even animate some of them, which would be fun because we've got some awesome animation tools.
Some M&Ms flying in space.
Yeah, just swirling around M&M
Oh my God.
craziness I think would be great. So I'll throw those in there. That's gonna be our M&Ms. But we definitely need to throw in a candy bar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to very quickly, I'll snag a color and I am going to, I think it would be great if we just use our rectangular selection tool on a new layer here, and I'm just gonna paint bucket that in, maybe we'll use vector. And I'm going to transform this, and normally what I would do is I would probably just draw out like a candy bar in perspective as I wanted it, but now I can come in and I can do perspective if I want to and start to kind of stretch it out however I want. I can come in and use my skew here if I want to do something like this and kind of bring that out depending on how crazy I want this to be, you know, maybe something like that. And then we can also do distort, so I can kind of like freely move a lot of these, which is probably what I want to do.
So cool, I love that. And we've been also getting some candy in the chat from you.
Oh, we have?
So we have some Kit Kat, Twix, we have a chocolate bar, Polka Pig, Parma Violets. Anything but Parma Violets.
Crazy candy. Crazy candy. Yes,
I love
indeed.
the caps.
Yes.
I love the mix with caps and lowercase.
All right, I think I'm just gonna move this down so that, because we're gonna kind of fill this shape in just so that we have like a 3D thing here. So I saw somebody say like Kit Kats. So I think that we will make this a Kit Kat inspired candy bar, and we'll make this Adobe Cats. And we will design kind of a little, go ahead and paint in a little bit of Kit Kat candy bar vibes. All right, so I think that I like this. I think this looks good for a candy, and I'm gonna, you know, kind of mess around with this a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and merge this because I just kind of needed to get my basic little shape down for this, but let's go ahead and merge that. And I'm gonna come in with, let's see, what are we gonna do? Adobe Cats, yes. I'm gonna come in, I'll leave it on the sampled brush for now, and I'm just going to quickly, maybe not with a brush that is at 2,300 pixels, maybe we won't do that. And I'm just gonna kind of form this together real quick. And then I'm going to do something that I really love doing, and that is using a clipping mask just to color something in a little bit. And then after that, if we get any more candy suggestions, we are going to create something using the Liquify tools. In fact, we might do a little bit of Liquify here too. I don't know. We'll see if it kind of fits. But the goal here today is to show off all of these fabulous tools. Let me make sure I convert that to pixel. To use all these fabulous tools today. Do you ever start a project and realize like, oh, that's on the wrong layer, and you don't know why something is not showing up or hiding when you hide it? That's what I just did. Happens to all of us, folks. Happens to all of us.
Crazy layers.
But we might get into some Liquify here as well, which is great. But I feel like the Liquify tool specifically for our project today is going to be really, really fabulous as far as like mixing something and making it look like crazy candy texture. So yes, Connie. we're conjuring candy today. So let's go ahead and I'm going to merge those down. I'm going to create a clipping mask here, and I'm going to grab one of my favorite ever Kyle brushes, and that is the vinyl scraper brush. And we are going to snag a red because chat wants Kit Kats, so we're going to do like a red.
Kinder Egg.
Yes. Oh, Kinder Egg has been suggested?
Yes.
Or, ooh, I do love me some Kinder Eggs. And we're going to get a darker red in here. Let's go ahead and grab this. And I'm going to throw like kind of a line right here just to kind of give this some 3D definition. So we're going to transform it into a 3D shape here. And we're going to make this very reminiscent. Do you remember the name of whoever suggested Kit Kats? Because we might have to
Kit Kats.
Incorporate names from the chat in here today.
Oh, okay. Send Kit Kat again, whoever that was.
Yeah, let us know.
In the chat.
And then let's grab a brighter.
You know, I really love how you're using the geometric shapes and then you are also using the brushes on top of that. That's a really cool technique.
Thanks.
With the geometric shapes, you can create kind of like a sketch, an idea, kind of pre-design what you want to draw, and then you draw with those brushes on top of it, and you have already the background area covered, which is amazing. And it makes it easier for you. You don't have to like go in and fill it in, right? You can go in with a slightly lighter, darker color and create some lights and shadows. That's your personal technique. I feel like everybody kind of has their own technique, and that makes your art
It's just kind of how my
different.
brain works, you know, where I can kind of throw stuff in. And I guess I was kind of making the shape of the candy bar. And maybe, I'm sorry if people got a little lost with what I was like, I'm going to make a candy bar. Here's a weird rectangle, you know. But yeah, I do like to kind of drop things in. A
free-form rectangle for you.
Free-form rectangle for sure. And let's go ahead and grab, I want to do something that's more along this line. I just want to grab like a bright color here and just let's make
give it some highlights.
Yeah, give it some little highlights maybe around this edge to kind of define that this is the corner here. We could even put some on the edge over here, maybe on the tip of our wrapper right there. And then I think we want to put like some kind of a banner on
Val,
it.
you have such a light hand. You're placing the sketches or the brushes so perfectly. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I just want to say wow.
Thanks, Julia. Thank you so much. So we went over this. We were so excited to be able to stream together today.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are watching, who have seen Adobe Live before and are familiar with a lot of the awesome design friends that we've had on today, I can tell you, being able to be here and to meet some of these folks in person and stuff, it is seriously Adobe fam to the max.
Yes,
like,
to the max,
so
for sure.
Yes.
I am so excited, especially after our break that Adobe Max was virtual and we weren't able to like really meet in person and give each other hugs now.
Yes.
It feels so close, and it feels like it was just yesterday that we saw each other in person.
It really, seriously, it was crazy. So we've been having a blast here. I think I'm going to take this dark red here, and I'm for now, until we figure out maybe who wrote the Kit Kat, I'm just going to put some scribbles here.
How about an Adobe logo? Oh,
we could do an Adobe logo. I don't
Adobe
know if
Cat.
it'll be like
we have
like
that.
clean.
Elizabeth is suggesting Adobe Cat. Actually.
Adobe Cats. I'm gonna do like a triangle for the Adobe here, and then I'm gonna try to put.
Yeah.
I'm doing it in perspective.
That's a real pro right there.
Adobe
I
Cat.
love that.
Sort of. You get the idea.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to hold this against me. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. I'm going to group all those together. So we've got like our little candy bar here. We're going to throw this over here. Maybe turn it like that and kind of throw this down at the bottom. So we're kind of getting our candy bars.
What I would do now, I would copy paste and make it more.
Yeah. Just like all over the place. 27 candy bars.
27 candy bars and no perspectives. Just flying through space.
Well, I kind of, you know what? We are going to do something like that, but we're going to do those with your M&Ms.
Okay,
for sure.
perfect.
We're going to do that with your M&Ms.
Sounds good.
But
I can't
first,
wait.
not before we make a lollipop, and that lollipop is going to be with the Liquify. So let's go ahead and I'm going to need lollipop flavors in the chat from you folks. That's what I'm going to need. Because that's going to decide, be the deciding factor on which colors we choose. And this is a piece of art for you guys. Okay.
Yep, Elizabeth is saying it's amazing how realistic it already looks, and I'm also so impressed. I mean, it's been just a couple of minutes and you already made this really cool, stylized bar. I mean,
Thank you.
It's really cool to watch it.
It's one of my favorite techniques to do, really. And honestly, I think that I had seen some people do it before where they just like silhouette something in perspective and then like throw everything on afterwards, kind of like I did. And I tried it a few times and it was difficult for me, but you know what? I practiced it, and just a word of kind of artistic advice for some of you folks. If you practice doing that, I think that you will get really good at visualizing your 2D illustrations in a 3D space. You know, like if you can see the silhouette and then you can also visualize where the dimension is, where
the highlights,
the shading.
And the shadows.
It's really good practice, and don't be discouraged. You don't freak out if it doesn't look great the first time you do it. I will tell you that most of my drawings at first look like total garbage, you know, but you just got to practice.
You know, I went to like an art school when I was a kid, and the way my teacher taught me how to draw dimensional objects. So let's say you see an object in your space, you see it in 3D, but try to imagine it in 2D. So as you were saying, just imagining your environment or whatever you want to draw being flat, and drawing the shape of it, the outline, and then looking at proportions and where the line ends, where there is a little curve. And that was a really great way to understand dimensionality, because as a kid before, I would draw a house and I would draw all the sides of the house.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You kind of like flatten it out. And so that was a really great tip. So just imagine it being in 2D. And we also got some cool flavor ideas. We have toffee, we have cotton candy, we have toffee apple, we have cherry, and bat and cobweb flavor.
Bat and cobweb flavor. That sounds like black, white, and purple. That sounds like black, white, and purple to me as for a color palette. We might have to use black, white, and purple, but I'm also liking the cotton candy flavor as well. So we might test cotton candy since this is pretty, with a cold pink, nice cold pink. That's like, honestly, I'm probably going to start saying cold pink from now on. All right, so we've got a little lollipop. I hope that this is reading as a lollipop. I'm going to kind of group these together, and we're going to just turn this to the side here. We might even put, maybe this will be kind of overlapping with our candy bar. We'll have a bunch of stuff kind of floating in there. And we are going to use the Liquify. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to grab a color, and I'm just going to, let's grab a nice cold pink.
Cold pink.
A nice cold pink. And I am just going to paint bucket this in here just so we have a background. And I'm going to grab a large brush, or maybe I'll just make my current brush big because I like what we're doing here. Let's grab some blue because we need that cotton candy blue in there, and I'm going to kind of sketch around. Let's grab sketch around. We have been dancing so much of the day, folks. We have been dancing all over the place. Yep. Maybe we'll grab a VooDoo purple in here because I feel like we could have some purple. And let's grab kind of a more saturated pink. I think
that's a great combination.
A warm pink.
And you know what I also notice is that colors that are from the same hue, just different, like lighter and darker shades, are really good to match. So if you look at the different shades of pink and the different shades of blue, they all kind of look like they belong together.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. That's how I also pick colors for branding. I usually find color partners, I call them, like a lighter or darker version of a color, just adjusting the
hues. So they're kind of related.
Saturation.
Exactly. So they're kind of related to each other. All right, so now I'm going to come in. I've just selected into my transform tools, and I'm going to come over to Liquify. And I'm going to start kind of zooming this around. I might make this larger because we want to make something that we can overlay with a clipping mask that is going to be like a swirly lollipop kind of thing.
Oh my
so I'm
God.
going to just, it's
so awesome.
Not too crazy, not getting too crazy, but we could come in with twirl if we wanted to. Honestly, we could go through and like really start to jazz this up. I wonder if we can crank it up even more. There we go. So it's starting to bloat a little bit and like swirl it around and go crazy. We could mess with pucker if we wanted to. We can crank that up too. I'm just trying to be as dramatic as I can with this and get some crazy stuff. So the pucker is gonna kind of like push it down, push it inward at a point, if that makes sense. So if I come here, you can see how it's kind of sucking all of this.
It's like a black hole.
I think that just doing like the warp, honestly, is my favorite one because I think this is going to work for our cool lollipop.
Ring.
Yes! All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit done, and we are going to use this as a texture, and we'll overlay it into our lollipop. The first thing I want to do, though, is maybe sample actually this color, this purple color. And I'm going to, we've already sampled the purple color.
I love this color combination. I think it's perfect.
I want to paint bucket in this red color so that the background kind of matches our vibe we're going for. We'll unhide this, bring this down, drop that into our, oops, if I can, I want to drop it into our lollipop here. And I'm going to bring it right above there. And I'm going to put that on a clipping mask. And then I'm going to kind of drag this in here, and I want to put it in, maybe go into distort too, so that we can really kind of bring this down at an angle, you know, so that it looks like it's turned to the side.
You can actually adjust the perspective and all.
Yes, yes. So we've got a candy bar, we've got our lollipop. I feel like we probably need a little bit of shading, just a tiny bit of shading. We'll go back to our vinyl scraper here and grab our nice purple and just kind of give it like a little edge. Let's make sure this is on a clipping mask. Kind of give it an edge.
The scraper, it's a Kyle's brush, right?
Yes, it's a Kyle brush from the...
So Kyle Webster is our brush expert.
Yes, our brush wizard.
You will find the brush sets from Kyle that you can apply to Photoshop, to Fresco, all over the place.
Yes.
He's amazing.
I feel like Kyle has created a brush for every single thing that I need, honestly. I've never been so satisfied with brushes in all of my life than when I am using Kyle T. Webster's brushes.
Awesome.
And if you would like to download brushes, because I have a lot of brushes here in mine. I've got tons of brushes in my favorites here and stuff, but if you don't see these brushes when you open your Fresco, please check out the ad brushes down here. Go to discover new brushes. I'm disconnected. Oh dear. But you will be able to download all of these brushes that I have here. You can see some of these that I have downloaded. I also am able to import my own brushes. So I have Val's pack down here of brushes I made in Photoshop, which I have in Fresco now. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Definitely check that out. I think I'm going to, let's grab our pale, our cold pink, actually. I
want to make a brush.
You should
make an old brush.
I would throw all of my money at you to buy your brushes if you made brushes. I would. I absolutely would.
We have Afroja saying, love Kyle's brushes too. And also we have a lot of candy in the chat, a lot of candy emojis.
A lot of candy emojis,
chocolate, lollipops.
I would love to start a candy emoji storm in the chat if none of the mods will be mad at me for that. I should know better. I should know better because I moderate that chat sometimes. So maybe I won't. Maybe we won't start an emoji storm. But now we are going to dive in pretty soon to doing some animation, and I think we don't have too terribly much time left. I think we probably will be here for another, what do you think, like 20 minutes maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
And
about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. But I think that in that 20 minutes I can keep my promise to Julia. So that I swear I didn't just forget your name. You're my girl. I did not just forget your name.
No worries.
But I think that I can do some animation with the M&Ms. So I also, it's another one of these things is that like I made the stick, but I wanted to put like this here so that it looks like 3D, like you're seeing the
it looks so good.
The bottom.
It looks so realistic.
Of the stick there, if that makes sense. I'm pretty pleased with it. So we got our lollipop, got that. Let's go through and animate some M&Ms. Let's do it. Let's make it crazy. All right, I think we're gonna start with just one M&M for starters, okay? Because I don't want to get wild, but I do. But we're going to start with the one
just a little bit wild.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and cut that, and then I'm going to paste it so that it's just on its own layer, freeform. And I'll go ahead and hide this, and we're going to...
We're having the side camera right now.
Oh, are we doing
Love it. Yeah.
Just a little dance break. A little dance break for you guys.
A little warm up.
So I'm going to take this. This is going to be an M&M, kind of turned to the side.
M&M.
An M&M.
So I'm saying one M&M.
One single M&M. And we are, what color is this M&M going to be, folks?
Cold pink.
Cold pink. They don't make cold pink
right, yellow.
M&Ms.
Yellow.
Okay, yellow. Let's do
Yes.
yellow. And let's kind of use this yellow. Oops, maybe not that. Let's use this yellow that we've had like in the back here.
Like a nice warm yellow.
And then to what you said earlier, we can take our sliders and our color sampling in just a moment, and we can kind of make some brighter colors to add to it that are related to like kind of our color here.
Partners.
So let's go, yes, color partners, I love it. So let's go in here. Definitely check out the HSB sliders. This is my best friend when I come in here, so we can saturate something, maybe make it a little bit brighter, and then bump it into a tiny bit orange. So I think everything, it kind of looks good together.
Yes, it does. What I usually do is I use the square slider at the top.
Oh,
and
yeah.
In Illustrator, I move the little circle, the little selection around.
This is like just selecting colors for Julia and me is like the crossover moment of Illustrator and Fresco for us. This is where we are on common ground.
Common ground, right? I use this one right here.
Yeah, the little, so I sometimes I will find it, but I feel like sometimes I'm a lot less confident doing that. Like I really admire you for having the eye where you can kind of go and select there. So if I use the sliders sometimes, and maybe if it's a little more difficult for those of you in chat, you might find that the sliders really kind of speak to you.
Oh man, this looks like a jelly bean now.
It does kind of look like a jelly bean.
Yeah, it looks yummy.
Maybe it's a jelly bean. Not when we put I was going to say we could put a J on it for Julia, but then it's definitely a jelly bean. Not when we put a J on it, it's not a jelly bean, folks.
Make it a jelly bean.
All right, it's going to be a jelly bean. Then maybe we should give it speckles, like little spots.
Yeah.
My favorite flavor of jelly bean is the pear jelly bean, and it has like these green spots in it that make it look super tasty. So I'll put like some little green spots on it. And another like just quick tip, if you're coming through and doing some things with the clipping masks, I can also lock the transparency on that clipping mask and then come in and snag myself a darker green.
It's the Julia bean.
And the Julia bean. Julia beans are my favorite. Those are my favorite candies. And I can paint like directly in the shapes of the green that I added instead of, because you can't clip mask to a clipping mask. You can only add another clipping mask above it. So that'll work. And then lastly, let's add a little bit of light, and let's sample from our cold pink.
Yes.
Cold pink. This is my favorite. This is my favorite color now. All right, cold pink. Let's just do a little spot of light there on our jelly bean. Sorry, M&M lovers, the M&Ms are gone. And then I'm gonna just select all these, and I could group them, but I think I'm just gonna merge them. If I can, let's group them first, and then merge layers and group. Now we've got a little jelly bean. Woo! I think also something I want to do, because that bottom of this is kind of empty, I think I want to make this larger so that it's like really hanging off the screen, And
my question would be, can we copy and paste a jelly bean and maybe resize and recolor it?
Yes, yeah, totally.
Maybe like changing the hue saturation or...
100%, we can do that right now actually. Let's go ahead and let's duplicate this, duplicate jelly bean, let's move it over here. And then I think I must have tapped the canvas. There we go. So it had like an extra little something going on. All right, there we go. So we can move
Max
that
is
over
saying,
here.
Loving it.
And then let's go into, what I'm gonna do is add a little, go into the appearances, adjustment layers, and let's actually go to color balance instead of hue saturation. And I'm gonna clip that to that jelly bean. And then I will alter this. So maybe, let's see if we can make you know what? I want to go to, or maybe highlights, because this is pretty bright. Ooh, crazy. That's a little too bright. Maybe hue and saturation would be good. I should have listened to Julia. Julia, the queen of jelly beans, was right, and I disobeyed her.
Julia beans.
Julia beans. There we go. Yeah, perfect. I should have just listened. Oh, I like that.
Yes.
I like that weird pink one. That's a good one. Yeah, let's keep it like right in there. It's like a weird Christmas bean.
Yeah.
It's good enough for me. And let's get some animation going because I don't want to run out of time to do that. But I'll select. I'm going to go ahead and merge those, group them, and merge them.
So now you basically created all the objects, and now you're going to be rearranging them a little bit and creating a motion. Perfect.
So let's go ahead and
I guess for that it will be important to have the objects separated, so
so that you can kind of move
layer.
stuff. 100%. So let's go ahead and let's make our. I'm going to merge layers. I'm going to merge everything that we've got.
Quick
basically.
question from the chat.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Myra is asking, which brush are you using?
I am using the sampled brush with the texturing one that I'm using. Again, is one of my favorite from Kyle T. Webster. It's the vinyl scraper, and it's in the Keith Haring pack. Which is available to all of you folks. So definitely check out that. But the other one that I'm using, I'm actually going to go to my recents, which is a great place for you if you search through a bunch of brushes and you're trying to figure out like where is that brush that I used 2 brushes ago that was really cool.
2 brushes ago.
Go into the recents.
A brush is a measure of time as
Yes,
well.
it is. 14 brushes ago, I was working on the lollipop, and now I don't know why I have an accent back in time, but apparently I do. But yeah, you can see which brushes you've used for that individual file too, not just in general, but you can go into each of your Fresco files into your different drawings, and it'll show you the recent for that file you're using. So my sampled brush 37 and my vinyl scraper is what I'm using today. So let's make some stuff hover. Let's make some stuff grow
let's make it
and
hover.
shrink. So one of the things we're going to do, let's grab our lollipop, and I'm going to hit our animation tools down here, and I am going to put this on a path real quick. I'm just going to give it a little loop there, so it's just going to hover around, right? But we are going to grow it and shrink it because this is one of the really awesome things we can do now. So if I toggle that on, it's going to get smaller and then get larger a little bit, so it has almost like it's got like a little breathing kind of going on, and we can change that percentage. I don't want it to be that crazy. Let's maybe. Let's see if it. Yeah, see how it almost looks like it's like kind of moving around. It's pretty dramatic. I don't know if we want it that dramatic, but I do like it. Yeah, just so it actually has like a little bit of maneuvering. We can come over to our candy bar here, and maybe our candy bar will put. Oops, I don't want to paint on it. I just want to do a path animation, and I'm just going to do a little. I just draw a little loop. And we can do the same thing here. Let's do, we could do sway maybe. Yeah, let's add a little sway to that one. So it's just gonna kind of sway around so it's moving. And we can pause and play all. So we got our kind of floating around in space. And then I'm gonna be a little crazy, and I'm gonna do the thing that I really love to do with this, and I'm gonna warn you guys, it doesn't always look great in your file, but it makes me happy. So I'm gonna grab our golden jelly bean here, and I am going to do path animation, and I'm gonna just kind of make it go around.
Make it go crazy, flying.
And I'm gonna
oh, I love that.
I'm gonna grow and shrink it.
Oh my god.
Let's put this in the background.
Okay.
Let's put this in the background.
Crazy jelly beans.
I can neither confirm nor deny how good or not good this will make your project look if you act this crazy with it. I think in moderation, this is a really excellent feature that can breathe life into any product. But I'm up here, and I can be crazy.
Woo!
And I like it. So we're
love
gonna
it.
maybe it's too much.
This is so cool.
Maybe it's too much. Let's tone down the amount of jelly beans we're making fly around.
Let's not do 100. Maybe let's do 20.
Yeah, we can do
look,
this.
there's
This
4.
is cool. Yeah, there's only 4, and then let's grab our red jelly bean. And let's kind of bring this down here if I can. Let me pause it.
And you can also make it follow the path of that candy string,
oh,
right?
You're a genius. You're a genius. That's what's going on with the red one. The red one's going to follow the path. Okay, hold on. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Let's kind of make it small.
Yeah, make it look different than the yellow one.
Yeah, and let's start it right here. Okay, and it's gonna go woo. Let's go ahead and grab this path, and I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you can also animate out of the frame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. That looks so cool. I
You're
love
brilliant.
that.
You're brilliant. And it's going to just keep going. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. All right. So this is looking pretty cool. I feel like we're missing something. Like I feel like there's something
Crazy
else
jelly
that we could
beans.
probably add, but
Maybe
what
some sparkle?
else? Oh, some sparkles, like some like
little
crazy
details in the background.
Yeah, let's see. What do we
Some
want to add?
stars,
Yeah,
space.
maybe we can take some suggestions from the chat as well.
Oh, yeah.
We can play all too. Just
What
to kinda,
are we missing?
Yeah, what are we missing,
What are we
guys?
missing?
What does it need? What does it
Sweet
need?
race.
I feel like Ruth says sweet race. Yeah, it's like pew. The red one seems to be the only one that's really on track. All the other jelly beans are
Yeah.
like losing their minds
Maybe
here.
maybe the red one is kind of lonely.
It
The
is
yellow ones
lonely.
are kind of.
Maybe we need a green one that's like following him. Maybe that's
Hey,
what we
wait,
need.
hey.
Wait up! Wait up, green bean.
Yeah. That's so funny. That could be like a cartoon.
Yeah,
Two beans and one is trying to catch the other.
two beans. That
Two
sounds
beans.
like the title of the show. Welcome back to Two Beans. Julia Bean and VooDoo Bean here.
I love it.
All right, let's go ahead and I've got the animation on this.
Adobe
what I
Live
would really
with
like.
two beans.
Yeah, Adobe Live with two beans. I would like to duplicate this.
I would like two
and-
beans.
I would like two beans. Let's go ahead and I kind of want to grab. I'm going to use hue and saturation like you told me to in the first place. And I'm going to make this a green bean. Let's make this green. Let's make it, I kind of like that bluish kind of color to it. It's a little saturated, but maybe we can change the saturation a little bit. I don't know. I think that's good. That's good. And let's go ahead and I'm going to group those. This is actually, I'm doing a little experiment here, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Let's go ahead and merge. Where's my merge button? Can I merge? Maybe I can't because, hold on, what I'm going to do is, this is clipped. I'm going to try as hard as I can, Julia. That's good. All right, let's come back into our animation and let's see if I can't, so this one has the same path, but I'm going to undo it, and we're going to have this one start, and I'm just going to do it a little bit slower than the red jelly bean.
So when you draw slower, it's going to be moving slower?
Yes, so over here in uniform speed, I've drawn my path, and so I can have it go the same speed along the path that I did, but if I go to original speed, it'll only go as fast as I drew it.
Oh,
See?
that's so cool. I love that.
Which is really great. So if you want to draw like a bouncing ball or something and you're trying to do all these frames that make it go like up, slow, and bounce, and up, slow, and bounce, just draw it like that, you know, and it'll do it.
I had no idea. This is so great to know. I love
So
it.
now we have both of these here, and I think that this is going to give us... Yeah, look, he's following the red bean. We've got the red bean coming in hot, almost about to cross the finish line. Green bean following close behind him. I have never been able to use that voice on Adobe Live, and now I've done it. Dream come true.
Yeah,
Okay,
love it.
so we've got green beans on a racetrack. Green beans. We've got jelly beans. We've got green beans on a racetrack, only on Adobe
and
Live.
red beans. Green beans and red beans.
Green beans and red beans.
And then we have our yellow beans flying around and overlooking the situation.
Yes, we've got gold bean and a helicopter above, giving us the stitch from the sky. And then
I love it.
we have our multicolor swatch, like silly. It's like my favorite kind of candy, which is like those the sour strings.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I
so
love
that's
those.
kind of what those are in the back to me. Is like the sour
it also
strings.
reminds me of those gummy worms.
Yeah.
That's good.
And then we have our Adobe Cat Bar, and we have our lollipop, and then I feel like maybe we need a little more oomph, you know, in the background there. So I was thinking about exactly like that. I feel like we need just a little more something in the back. Maybe we'll take like this dark blue
Formula
that I
One
kind of
version
like.
of Adobe, Vanessa is saying.
What?
Formula One
Yes.
version of Adobe.
Exactly. Let's grab the final scraper, and I feel like we could
Let's
just
scrape
put,
some more.
Yeah, we could totally just like put. We could make this really big. This is something I like to do actually. Like to just make a quick background is to make the vinyl scraper brush really big, and then I go and like smear some
That's a great
some
tip.
paint in the back. I might even make the brush larger, even though that's like kind of crazy large, but just like get some good grit and texture in the back, and then I'll turn it down on a lower opacity just to kind of just so there's texture back there, but it's not too crazy, so that it doesn't look like
That's cool.
boring.
I love that.
But I think we probably are. I can't believe how much time has passed.
I know,
already.
right?
That's crazy.
That's so cool. Wow, Val.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
Yeah, me too.
I had a really good time.
I had a really good time.
Thanks, Julia. We've been looking forward to this for so long.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good time. But I think we're probably coming to a close here. What do you think? It's been like we don't have very much time.
Let's say you were to export this. Let's maybe do a quick export. So if you want to create something like this, post it maybe on your social media or share it with somebody.
We can come up here to our export. I'm going to go to publish and export, and we have a lot of stuff that we could choose from here. So we can export it as like an image. So if I wanted to like post this to Instagram or text it to my mom, I could do that.
Or text it to my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could do that. I could come into the time-lapse export. So if we want to like check out the time-lapse of, woo, that was me earlier. I was nervous
That
over
was
there.
before
Like
the
draw
stream.
some circles. Just draw some circles.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we can see like the creation of our candy bar and everything. But we could,
The swirl. The
kind
swirl.
of throwing that in there, making some crazy stuff. I love it. You could watch the time lapse, but you could also export, generate frames, an MP4, a GIF, or a PNG sequence, and get that. And that is how you do that. And you can post it to
Awesome.
your social media and all that good stuff.
And tag VooDoo Val.
Yes, and tag me. But it's been a blast.
Yes.
Streaming with you.
Oh my God. Thank you all so much for joining. I hope you had a lot of fun. VooDoo Val, thank you so much for showing us some really cool tricks in Fresco.
Thanks for having me.
And I cannot wait to try some of the animation myself. I hope you did too.
Yes. Adios,
Have a great day.
folks.